40 hours of real time and 333 years have passed to make this time-lapse come to be. We've seen how every barony with development in each province looks now without the Mongols' invasion. And looks like there is no cohesion, which is surprising. There are a lot of nations that you would not see, like Alsace being a kingdom of its own, Hessia, Poland, Greater Poland, Lithuania, some Egyptian lands that aren't Egyptian, Pontus, Thessalonica, Croatia, actually historically or modern day accurate somewhat, getting that little stretch on down here. You love to see it. We did start in 1066, so there is a high likely chance that, yes, Catholicism is the best. It will be the most followed faith, and then Asheri Orthodox and Nang Chos after that. Coptic up there as well, which you love to see that happen, but no surprises there. You usually see the parts that are Catholic. Mulwadi did stick around a lot longer than it normally does. Usually the Reconquista happens and takes on all this, but it looks like, where is his capital? His capital is hopefully Cordoba. No, it's Zalak. Economic map mode real quick and see, is Cordoba still making a lot? Yes, Cordoba makes a lot. Zalaka doesn't make that much. So are we seeing the same places? Like Ile-de-France usually is the place that makes the most. Yeah, look, making a bunch there. Is Rome making a decent amount? They're making okay. Rome itself is making okay, and it's funny because the Pope is now just stuck with his one county, and he's not making that much money, surprisingly enough, with how many Christians there are in the world. Let's get down to culture. I have a feeling this culture map mode is going to be more of a plethora, a lot more going on. It looks like mixtures upon mixtures or breakdowns of breakdowns. This is where I was saying in one of my earlier time lapses that it'd be nice to see a tree, so we could see like a branching out of Mercia from Anglo-Saxon or Old Saxon or something like that, and just see how many of the Saxon and Franconish and Swabian cultures have been formed and reformed and then created from that. Looks like there's just a lot of breaking off from the normal ones. Not really a big block. Danish has stayed normally the same, but everything else seems to have iterations upon iterations upon iterations. Lots of changes here, some ugliness, some would say. The fact that France has not one and two nations, it has 3, 4, 5, 6 kingdoms that take up part of it, which is just great. And I imagine Germany is doing something just as terrible. We have Germany, Hessia, East Franconia, Alsace, Carinthia, and Bavaria is pretty standard. Ostfalen, Pomerania seems normal. We got Greater Poland and Poland. Love to see that. Love to see a switch between the Polands. English. Imagine this as the British Isles in modern day. You got a Cornwall. You've got England. You got East Sussex, Wales, Galway. Yeah, Galway. Albia. And then Ireland. It's like Holy Roman Empire has gotten some bites taken out of it, and mostly the biggest thing I see is East Sussex taking over England as its own empire, which don't know why they do that, but they did. They've done it, which is goofy. Baltic getting Westphalia taken out of it, and Ostfalen making its own empire, taking parts of Holy Roman and Scandinavia. So for the rest of the world, it's kind of pretty quiet. It would have been interesting to have the Mongols, but I think that would have absolutely cooked my processor and made this process even longer. I'm gonna just say Arabic right off the top here. Some Shaz Turks, but it looks like Arabic and a little bit of Greek have the most spoken. Brythonic making an appearance. You rarely see that. Czech, Slovene, Magyar. Are they producing a lot more troops, or is things a lot less? It seems like a lot less. Normally at this point, it seems like they would have maybe double this amount, but for whatever reason, the AI is unable to. They're making tons of money, that is true, but they're just not making as much troop wise, and I'm not sure if that's due to the fact that there's just so many more vassals, so it's a harder thing to do when you are trying to get levies and stuff like that. So let's break it down real quick. In this guy's about 1,400 of his troops are coming from his domain, where his money is 172. So you would just think there would be more going on. Like his limit is 82,000, which is pretty good, but usually I feel like we're using people who are in the top tier are usually coming in at 100k. Everybody's a little bit more evenly matched because there is just 100 development. There are some people who have more land and are more powerful, but it's not just because you have more land doesn't mean you're stronger. Like this guy, he has what it looks like 162 counties, whereas this guy has 262, and he's not making that much more than him. No, he's actually, well, it's also his army is raised, so that's not a good example. Equal development, so they are all equally making a shit ton of money and have a lot of troops, but not as many troops as it normally would do. So what did we learn? Like I said, I think the main thing we learned is that once everybody stopped consolidating or got to a certain threshold of consolidating, that it became really difficult to do any more rapid expansion. So you see there are some larger states, and that might be due to the fact that they got in early on and took this land. But as soon as they get to a certain size, it looks like everybody's seeming to be around 100, 150. It feels like that's the size that they're at, and it's like nobody really got that much bigger except for this individual over here. And because of that, they are just, everybody's equally as strong, so it's hard to expand. Maybe if we had run it for another 40 hours, we might have seen somebody come out on top and start expanding more, but it's, like I said, it seems like it's very difficult. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this time lapse. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao!